Don with Go Mobile, and I'm back. Survived a heart surgery, doing pretty good. I don't know if you guys watch any of the videos, but I'm doing great. What I got to say is if you got one of these little pieces of crap behind me, which is a Mercury Edge, or not Edge, Eco, Montario, Ford does not offer a shifting cable for it no more. So your only options are, because I called up a parts house thinking it was aftermarket. It's not aftermarket. They just don't make them because of it being a what they call hybrid vehicles. They just don't keep the parts in house for it. So if you happen to run into one of these, as you can see, this little plastic joystick right here, or dingy bobby, what you want to call it, broke right in there. And also they wired it to it, which a lot of guys do. Then it stripped this plastic piece out that's supposed to hold it in place. And it didn't hold it in place anymore. You couldn't get the truck or the vehicle to shift into park. If you could shift it into the other gears, park, it wouldn't push it up past that detent into park. So after careful thought and analogy of it, and some cussing, I came up with this right here, which is fully aluminum piece that mounts on there with a cotter pin and a retaining washer and two locking Allens, so you can still set your, what we call your length of travel. If you run into that, this is what you're going to have to come up with something. You're going to have to build something different. The customer, he must not have been aware of the circumstances that this vehicle was in, because when he brought it to me to have this done, there was one problem with it. He brought me like a cable that you would see with a Turbo 350 or Turbo 400, just the old school B&M universal cable. That will not work at all into this thing, which you can buy parts up on top, up there where the the shifter actually attaches, the little plastic clip up there. You can buy those parts for another vehicle and retrofit them up there. They make it, bushings.com makes that. But for the bottom down here, I was SO. So there we go. We'll just throw that down into the trash, because that's a piece of junk and plastic, and that's what I hate about vehicles nowadays. They just don't build them to last. Everything's built with plastic and garbage. And then when you come to it, you have to retrofit it and make it last forever, which it's got a 2.5 liter little tiny engine in it with an electrical stuff off the side of it. And I don't trust any of it. Plus out here in the Midwest, we have these things called rodents, and rodents like wiring. And what kind of vehicles have the most kind of wiring in them? These electric vehicles. So when you park them and let them set by the field, be prepared to have some issues. Now, I'm not going to get into this thing too far, because we got a set of check engine lights going on in this thing, and we got all kinds of goodies going on in here. We won't get into that. But for the last couple years, the guys went around and he has to use the parking brake to get it to stop, because he can put it through the gears. He just can't put it in park, which is kind of a nuisance. And second of all, can be a safety concern. Park is there for a reason. So on that notion, we're going to get this installed. As you can see, get a close-up on it. There it is. Nothing fancy. As you guys to do with heavy diesel work probably recognize this. This is the part of the adjustment nut from a Peterbilt. You know that big aluminum rod that goes underneath there, has the eyelets on it? This is part of one, because I bought one. It was too long. We had to cut it down and rethread it and do all kinds of fun stuff. But I had it sitting in the garage. That's what that is. But if you don't have that, for sake, I just use a piece of aluminum. It's going to be a lot faster to work, drill and tap. You could make it out of metal. Now, I'm not saying it's probably about 1/2 inch, something like that. You could probably just go get you some pipe, make it. Nice thing is about this, it's hexed, so it makes it easy. But this is kind of what you're looking at building, something like this. Now, I already got that on there because I was measuring everything up, make sure my tolerances were all there. But everything's already there, so there we go. Thank you guys for watching. And if you happen to run into one of these, now you know. or just don't buy one at all.